Hello, peoples. I just got done watching Dream Scenario. This is the brand new Nicolas Cage movie. I was really looking forward to checking out this one because when I saw the trailer to this a couple months ago, I thought it looked great. I really love the trailer to this, and I was really looking forward to seeing this movie. In summer, I released my second short film, Incredulous, with a somewhat similar premise. In my short film, the lead character wasn't in other people's dreams, but she was able to control things in her dream that would affect her real life. And it was a lot of fun to make. I had a lot of fun, wacky dream sequences, and I'll link that at the end of this video. And so I saw this trailer. I was like, my God, this looks like something that I would want to do. And not to toot my own horn, because obviously they probably did it a lot better in this movie than I ever could. But I was just really happy to see a wildly creative movie with a bunch of dream sequences that was kind of doing what I wanted to do with that short film. And it had Nicolas Cage, so heck, I was really looking forward to this movie. I will say I probably went into this movie with a touch unrealistic expectations because I just really wanted this movie to succeed. I wanted to love the movie, and I did really, really like this movie. I just didn't quite love it for a few small reasons, but honestly, I still really had a great time with this movie from beginning to end. This movie never really lets up, and it's always showing you something new and not always fun. And my favorite thing about this movie is that how it balances tones. It doesn't always get it perfect, but I think it does an overall very great job with it because there's lots of disturbing things that happen in these dreams, and the plot revolves around what happens in some of these dreams, not like it affects the real world in these dreams, but the way it affects these characters. And so sometimes the exploration of that can feel scary in the dream. Sometimes what happens to our main character can feel scary for us as people. And so it really just feels like it finds that tone of being on edge, and it also hits comedic beats very, very well. Particularly the first act of this movie is really, really funny. Nicolas Cage hits the comedic timing perfectly each time. And there's this one line that I thought was so funny. Me and my friend were just cracking up. Then it cut to the next scene. We were still laughing, even though this next scene was supposed to be kind of like a nightmare type dream. So, I mean, there was, I don't want to say that was a tonal issue because the fact we knew it was a nightmare and that doesn't necessarily make it scary. So, that's why I'm a little bit more forgiving of that because I don't know if the intention was for these nightmares to be actually scary. It was actually more funny to me to see Nicolas Cage as a nightmare. This movie explores its concepts really well, but it also explores concepts into something I did not expect, and that is, if you've heard like from other reviews and stuff, is the exploration of canceling somebody, cancel culture, because obviously when he becomes famous, you see it slightly in the video, people start to kind of look down on him for the nightmares that they're having with him in it that he's inducing. So of course people start to turn against him. They don't want to really be around him, and you feel him start to go like, "What the heck?" Because he couldn't control that. He didn't do those things, but they're so it's kind of an exploration of that, of like, think about all the people that have been canceled in Hollywood with all these allegations. It wouldn't be unrealistic to think that there was probably somebody with their allegations being false. And with all the dread that they get put through because of that, it can't make you not feel a little nervous about what us as a society can do to innocent people, and particularly videos that can be taken out of context and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, this movie defends the everybody who does something wrong," because it doesn't. There's people out there that do wrong things and get attacked for that. I'm not gonna say rightfully so, but it's not necessarily they don't deserve it. Nicolas Cage's character truly does not deserve what happens to him into this movie, and so that's why it has this stance on cancel culture. But I think it was a very fascinating dive in a brand new, fresh perspective that you haven't really seen happen before in cinema, and I really respected a lot of that. Nicolas Cage is endlessly funny in this movie. This is probably one of my favorite performances that I've seen with him, but I'm not like a big Nicolas Cage person either, so I think he did a perfectly fun job in this movie. My biggest issue with this movie is that I feel like I needed another 10 minutes. When the movie ends, you just kind of like, okay, it's over. Because I honestly did want to see like another 10 minutes to this movie, because the part that it chooses to end on is a rather somber note, but it didn't necessarily feel like it ended the story that I felt like I was going on as an audience. So I would have liked to see like maybe another 10 minutes, or maybe end it a few minutes shorter and make it end somewhere else. But I see what they were trying to do with the ending, and I respect it. So it's not that much of a gripe for me. And I'm going to give Dream Scenario an 8.3 out of 10. But I am going to Not lie. If I have a dream about Nicolas Cage tonight, I'm gonna boost it up to an 8.5. So check up on my letterboxd and see if I do boost it up. Do I have a dream about Nicolas Cage tonight? Because if this movie makes me have a dream about Nicolas Cage, it did something to make you think about that, make that, and kind of like puts you in that situation. What happens to you after you watch Dream Scenario? Do you dream about Nicolas Cage? What does he do in your dream? It's kind of like a fun experience. So I'm curious if that will happen, and it has my friend thinking if that will happen to them either. So yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And also, I forgot to say this because I promised my friend I'd put this in my review. There's this other guy in the theater. He got up and went and walked out of the theater 7 times, if we counted. And this movie is an hour and 40 something minutes. This person got out of the theater once every 15 minutes in the movie. I've never seen that happen before, and I'm not overreacting when I say that's crazy. Like, imagine getting up, leaving for a minute or two. Like, if you got up 7 times, you missed 15 minutes of the movie. Like, my God, that's like imagine something you missed. Like, you got up and you missed 15 whole minutes all at once. It's crazy to me. I'll never understand that. So yeah, real this time. Like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.